You're tuned into news across the galaxy where they talk all things LA Galaxy with the Nag Boys. Let's start nagging.
What a ball for Ricky Peach.
News across the galaxy. Keep on nagging, guys. Your six-time MLS Cup champion, LA Galaxy.
All right. First order of business. Oh, let me mute this first. My first time I'm doing this setup. Oh, but I'm already fucking up. All right. I know. First time I'm doing that setup, but I'm already fucking up. Anyways, first order of business. Guti, happy birthday, sir. Feliz cumpleaños. Got my Heineken Zero here. Hey, you got yours there, Edgar?
Chocolate milk.
There you go. Hell yeah. Whatever your poison is.
Salute.
Chiasso is drinking moonshine.
Chewy's having some milk of the scorpion.
Milk of the scorpion. Well, happy birthday, sir. You're now like half our age, so that's cool. You're lucky. How does it feel to be not as old as us? So,
Oh, I don't know, bro. Feels like a normal Sunday.
like a normal Sunday, right? Galaxy still hasn't won.
Galaxy 2001. I'm about to watch fucking John Moxley retain in the most stupidest way possible. Couldn't ask for it any other way.
Oh yeah, so you hear Guti jumping up and down. I mean, I hear him jumping up and down. See him jumping up and down. Well, I guess if you're the audio version, you'll hear him jump up and down. It's because he's got AEW in the back, and I'm not an AEW fan, but it's his birthday, so I'm just gonna leave it on there for him. Well, also here, besides the birthday boy, all the way back from his crazy adventures to the journey of the center of the galaxy. What's up, Edgar? How you doing, bro? Glad to see you alive.
you think you're glad to see me alive? I'm glad to see me alive.
Hey, somebody's got to be glad to see you live, right?
No, man. It's just that
No.
this last week was pretty crazy. There's like a lot of weird stuff happened. But literally 48 hours ago, I was driving through the Rockies in the middle of the night, and it was snowing, and there was several fog banks where it was like zero visibility, and there was ice on the road, and I'm like, I'm gonna die here. But I had my wife and son with me, and they're both asleep, and I was like, yeah, I just gotta keep going because it was a 2-lane highway, and there's like nobody, and there's trucks that come by every so often. So I was like, yeah, I can't stop here. And in case you're wondering, I was driving across Utah from this place called Vernal, where they have the Dinosaur National Monument. We went out there, and it was snowing on the way there. And then when we came back through the Rockies, it was snowing again, but it was worse because there was fog. And yeah, that's no fun, dude. So I can take that off my bingo card. It's snowing through fog and snow in the middle of the night. But you know what the best thing was about this trip?
Well, you didn't get to go to
Was that the second day we were in Utah, my wife's best friend who lives out there had planned to take us to these hot springs way out in the middle of nowhere in some corner of Utah, right? And she has 2 little girls and a baby, and her little girls were really hungry, and they're like they're asking for something to eat, and so there aren't many places to go out and eat in this area. So she just chose some place at random. Like literally, that's what she did. She just chose some place at random. She sent it to us, and so we were in a different car. So we drove out and followed her. And as I'm driving in, I'm like, what does the name of this place sound familiar? So I hit up Nag Boy Chewy, and I'm like, hey, Chewy, what's the name of the town where you moved to? And he's all like, oh, it's Tremont, I think, right? And so as I'm driving in, I'm like, oh, my God, no, it can't be. So then we stop, right? And then we go to this burger place called Golden Spike. And I'm like, hey, Chewy, guess where I am? And he's like, what's up? I'm like, I'm at Tremont. And I showed him exactly where we are. And he's all like, no shit. He goes, I'm literally a block down the street. What are the chances?
Nice.
Because I didn't plan it like that. I was the whole time I was there. I was like, maybe I'll run into Chewy at some point, hopefully. But he's all like, I'm like really far from the city, and I'm like, well, I guess I won't get to see Chewy. The next thing you know, I'm having lunch with Chewy. What's up,
That is
Chewy?
that is the best part of the trip. And before we get to said Chewy, Guti, let me ask you a question. You had a joking birthday gift request here, and I'm gonna put it out there in the Nag universe. Super chats towards Chewy's purple jersey. All right, my boy needs a new purple jersey. Let's get him one for his birthday, but it can't just be all get me the jersey. So, after how many dollars do you take the next shot?
Oh fuck. 20.
All right, every $20 is a shot for Guti. Cool. So get those twinkles ready, Chewy. And speaking of Chewy, Chuyaso on the ones and twos. How you doing, bro?
What up? What up? Doing pretty good. I was very surprised with Edgar that he
Was it?
was in the middle of nowhere.
Nice.
Dude, I live in the middle of nowhere up in the mountains, and it's like, hey, I'm here. I'm like, what the fuck? Nobody comes here by mistake. Well, I guess you do.
He's lying, bro. That was no coincidence.
Right?
He knew. He just wanted to go up there. He needed an excuse.
Man, and let me tell you about that part of the state. Well, Utah itself. I mean, every day was weird adventure for me, and maybe if we have time, I'll get into it. But let me tell you about that day because afterward we went to these said so-called hot springs, right? And it's if you've been to hot springs, you know it's warm water coming out of the earth, naturally heated, and so they have. If you've ever been to hot springs, like in Palm Springs, for example, they usually have like little resorts around them. Some of them are enclosed. So I didn't know what to expect. I expected maybe something nice, where you could go, kind of like in a pool, like and you could have lockers and stuff. So this is like literally a big ass public pool, and there were hundreds of people there, right? And there were like people in trunks and girls like in like bikinis, like they were at the beach, and it was like 27 Fahrenheit outside. And I'm like, are you people crazy? It's like below freezing, and these people are out there like chilling, like they're at the beach, and like it's the middle of summer. But no, it was like we were literally in the middle of mountains, up in this, where there's like literally snow, like right there, and these people are chilling there. And there's nothing like watching kids getting out of the water and having to walk to the locker rooms. Some of them straight to the cars, and it's 27 Fahrenheit and it's windy, and these kids are crying and screaming. And I'm seeing these grown men that are all tatted up, like shivering the entire way back to their cars. And I when we got there, I'm like, nope, 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 not for me. Tapping out. Nope, nope, nope. I'm just gonna stay wearing my sweater and my thing. I'm tough, but I'm not gonna do that to myself. Nope, 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 nope. But yeah, and Chewy lives not far from there. Hey, Chewy.
My favorite part there is that you called yourself tough.
The favorite part is that you just ducked that.
That was my favorite part.
Thank you.
What is this? Oh my god, that was yeah. Once upon a time, we drove 10 hours each way to go see Galaxy versus RSL. We went to go chase the Zlatan 500th goal and ended up getting fucking killed, dude. They ended up getting fucking killed. But that sausage sandwich thingy he's talking about, whatever. We gave that guy tickets, and we like made him so happy. Him and his kid tickets, which was cool. It was like some European dude. We happened to have extra tickets. I don't remember why, but we had extra tickets, and we're like, "Here you go, dude. You could have them." And like, yeah, didn't give us free sandwiches or nothing, but whatever.
Should take those tickets back.
Yeah, he got to see Zlatan. But you know what's cool about that game? That's the game where the duck ran onto the field.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so we got to see that in person. I mean, when do you get to see a duck run the field? But anyways,
Is that the one where you guys tried Texas Dr. Pepper?
guess.
Dr. Pepper that actually has cane sugar. I think you guys did.
Oh,
Because they sell it in Utah.
I don't remember. But so our trip was worse than yours. Ours was scarier than yours, Edgar. I'm just kidding, dude. Anyways, moving on, we got a lot to cover. We're gonna start off with the CONCACAF Champions Cup or whatever the hell this tournament's called now. Galaxy's match versus Tigres this past Tuesday at Dignity Health Sports Park. Now, given Galaxy's current form and the way that things have been going into in the league, obviously 0-5-2 now. We were 0-4-2 going into that game in 2015. How are you guys feeling going up against Tigres, even though we were at home?
It's I think everyone had that mentality that we were gonna get destroyed by Tigres. But no, I feel like going into the game, I feel like we were gonna pull. I thought we were gonna put a rabbit out of the just out of the hat and come out with the win somehow. But confidence was there, but not really. I was scared most of the time, but I was.
How about you, Edgar?
Oh, the shot's starting to hit.
I know, right?
No way.
Come on, we need another $20 to get that next one into him.
So going into this game,
I think 20 is a lie. I should bring it down to 10.
No, 20. 15. How about that?
It's-
15.
All right, 15. But in total,
15.
it doesn't have to be one donation, right? It's like every $15.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
The question was like the mentality going into this game, right? I mean,
Yeah,
I knew we were gonna lose, dude.
You knew
I
we
knew
were gonna lose.
Yeah, I didn't get.
We're talking about the
chance
Tigres
to-
game.
I'm sorry. You're talking about the Tigres game. Oh no,
Yeah.
I felt oddly, I felt optimistic about that game. I did not think we were going to lose that match. I figured at best Galaxy would get a draw, and I was very hopeful for at least a 1-0 win. I think that going into the match, I was my hope was Galaxy would at least not give up an away goal, and that's what we got, right? But um, I did not think they were going to lose. I figured, hey, you know what? The focus is solely on the CONCACAF Champions Cup right now. So, put all your, put everything you can into it and see what you can get, because MLS is in the back burner right now, man.
Yeah. No, I mean, I was worried. It's like we hadn't seen an opponent like this year yet. And in my head, I was just like, just keep it respectable, boys. Keep it respectable. And one thing I gotta say too, I honestly, and I'll eat up my own words. Shout out to the Galaxy fans. You weren't here. Never mind. I was gonna ask you if you went, Edgar, but I thought we were gonna be outnumbered in the stands as well. But judging by the way it sounded on TV and the way it looked on TV, I think we came out in numbers, right? I mean, something that we didn't talk about and something we failed to mention, Edgar, and I'm pretty sure this is still true, right? Not saying that it would make a difference, but do you remember that something about that deal?
Super chat. Hold on. Super chat.
$15.
Let's
super.
go.
Oh my god, that's all right. Let me hit that like right there. It's coming.
Yeah, I wish we could get like a Peter Griffin laugh in there somewhere. That'd be funny, man.
That's the best I can do. All right, Edgar, stall while I go grab this. You can switch the cameras, Chewy, so they can't see the magic behind the scenes. Is Chewy even there?
No.
That fool fainted. There you go. There you go. Oh, no, man. Edgar, the floor is yours.
What's up, everyone? So Utah's a very interesting place. Before we really get into the game, just to give you a quick aside, there were a couple of things I got to do there that was really interesting. One of them was that I got to attend an LA Kings game at the Delta Center, which is the home of the Utah Hockey Club. If you follow the NHL at all, the Phoenix Coyotes, which used to be the Winnipeg Jets, moved from Phoenix to Salt Lake City at the start of the season, and now that's what they call their home. because the move was so sudden. They never even came up with a name for the team. So the whole year they've been having a name the team poll, and apparently they're going to call the team the Utah Mammoth. But yeah, because the Delta Center wasn't built for hockey, they have obstructed view sitting. So when I was planning to buy tickets for there, I bought 3 tickets. I bought one for myself, one for a friend of my wife's best friend, and my our buddy Alex Napoles, who covers RSL on the KSL station down there. And the seats were only $26, and I was like, man, these are really cheap. I mean, you try to watch a game, Kings game at the Staples Center, and the tickets are obscene. And then I realized it's because they're obstructed seating, and so pretty much you're watching the ice, and here comes the puck, and all of a sudden they go underneath you, and you're like, what? And you're like trying to look under, and then you got to look up at the video board and see what's going on. But the great thing is that LA Kings won. They won 4-2. Um, the LA Kings, that brought them one step closer to qualifying for the playoffs. The Kings are now in the playoffs. While I was at the game, I got to interview, Ron, who's a lot of people know his name is, he goes by Built for LA. He was at the game. I got to interview him. The interview is up on Instagram right now. I also got to talk to, like I said, I brought my friend Alex Napoles there from the RSL show. It was his first ever hockey game. He had never experienced hockey at all, and he was just blown away by it. So that was awesome. I also interviewed him. It's also on my Instagram page. But that's the story, that I can share another time. Right now, let's take it back to Eddie and Guti. What's up, Goots?
So update: the $15 super chat has cleared. It has made it to the NAG account towards the Guti birthday fund, and he has his beverage ready. Can you show the lovely people what they paid for? There you go. All right, happy birthday.
That's it.
He says that's it. All right, let's go. There you go.
He's like 22 years old. That's nothing.
Déjalo.
Oh, fuck, that was bleeding.
Déjalo. So anyways, where were we? Like I said, shout out to the fans. What I said we failed to mention, Edgar. Not that it would make a difference. I don't think the attendance number would be that much greater or anything like that. But do you remember like the Galaxy has like that contract with that stadium where during the week in fucking college nights that they can only do a certain amount of seating?
I think they can't open up the upper bowl. I mean, the upper terrace, and when they're in those midweek games. At least that's what I've heard in the past. So I'm not quite sure how it works out nowadays, especially because spring break. So not sure.
Oh. Well, I'm also thinking like of pricing, because like the tickets or the price, ticket pricing it's a little up there, right? I figured it was gonna be maybe because of the Liga MX popularity, but it was like that for the Indianos game too. So, and also the Galaxy doesn't make the pricing for this game. But anyways, I don't know why he's saying no.
I'm saying no because y'all thought that Tigres is going to take over, and I told y'all it wasn't. They weren't. Tigres isn't big enough here to take over. They're popular. Tigres' popular location is in Texas.
West Texas, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
So am I standing alone here, being surprised?
No.
Edgar, did you think that there might be at least the same amount of Tigres fans?
I think you should check the super chat.
No fucking way, bro.
Are you display the first one and then display the next one? That's hilarious. Hey man, that's $30 towards your jersey. You're getting closer.
Hey man, I can't be there. I'll give you an RKO, so I'm going to send it to you in liquid form.
I told you $20 was way too high. It's too much.
Did he show you the first one? Who did the first super chat?
No.
Show the first super chat.
Oh, there's another super chat.
Don't tell me, bro.
Oh, getting closer. Getting closer.
Getting close.
You want to read that one while I serve this, Edgar? You want to put that up, Chewy? And then
Yeah, give me a second.
Go for it, Chewy.
see.
Where's the balloons and the sound
They're not
effects?
big.
This one.
Okay.
Hey.
Okay. Guys, first of all, Adam, thank you so much, man. We appreciate your super chat. Adam donates $10. He says, guys, is there any pressure on Vanny? Oh, look. Yeah, fireworks. He says, guys, is there any pressure on Vanny? Plus, they are the last team from the Western Conference, winless now with Sporting Kansas City and Houston Dynamo winning. Why didn't Ramirez play last game? What excuses will Vanny make?
There's no pressure on Vanny. You can't put pressure on Vanny.
Yeah.
This is not his fault at all. It's not our fault that MLS pretty much like made us sell our players. It's not our fault. It's not Vanny's fault that we have injuries. One of the main ones, Ricky Puch, Lucas Arabe. Oh, look at my cup.
One of the things I'll say real quick is, I mean, I'm not gonna put that MLS makes us sell our players or them all that, because we know this. This is not new, right? Like, this is not new. We know. There you go. We know that this happens every year. This happens. This is just the way that MLS is. So that's not even an excuse at this point, right? Like, that shouldn't be, because you have to
Yeah.
think about that from the beginning of the season, basically.
Yeah, Vanny's trying his best. He's doing what he can. The thing is that the team's not playing bad. That's the thing. That's how I see
They
it.
are, bro.
But no, the team's not playing bad. It's just that it's the fact that we're missing players, and we always end up having we always end up making a simple mistake that pretty much costs the game.
Yeah, I agree. It's been, but it's in moments, right? Moments happen.
Look at the
and
sign
that's-
behind you and tell me the team is not playing bad.
What sign? What are you talking about?
It's Puyaka 052.
Oh shit. I forgot what I was gonna say.
It's the
now.
alcohol.
Exactly.
It's alcoholic. No, but yeah, definitely. It's a little harsh, right, to put any kind of pressure on Vanny. I'll tell you this much: source straight from the horse's mouth. They knew 2025 was going to be like this. We spent all our money trying to go all in. This is the best situation we could be in, and from what I understand, again, straight from the horse's mouth, a 6 foot something deep voice horse said that 2026 we're looking great as far as salary goes.
Yeah, we're sorry, guys. We have no money right now to buy players.
Something like that. So, anyways, moving on to this game. So this game, as Guti was saying, we haven't been playing bad, right? I think I should go through the lineup because I should actually pull that up because we had a start, right, that we were waiting for. If I am not mistaken, we saw the return of Joseph Painsil in the starting lineup. And let me see here. Sorry, I wish I would have had the lineup ready for you guys, but this is news across
real
the
quick
galaxy.
while Eddie's doing that, just to give
got
you
it.
guys a little bit of a perspective. When Seattle made their Champions League run in 2022, they had a rough start to the season. Then they kind of did okay as they were navigating through the Champions League. But then once they won the Champions League and they had lost some players like Joao Pedro, they fell apart, man. They fell apart towards the end of the season. But and they didn't even make the playoffs. But the positive is that the following season they were able to rebound and they came back stronger. So I know right now it looks pretty harsh for as a Galaxy fan, but it's gonna be okay. I still think it's gonna be okay. A lot of the guys, I don't know if you guys saw, there's an image floating around that shows like a list of all the players that are hurt right now because Peito came back, right? But there's a lot of other guys that are hurt, and a lot of them are slated to come back sometime in May. So hang in there. Rough seas. A lot of people are saying, "Oh my God, it's horrible."
It's over.
It's just a little chop. That's all it is, right?
It's a little chop, man.
You can handle a little chop. You know, if you guys know where
Go
that's
for it.
from, you guys are great. If you don't, culture yourself. Anyways, you know where that's from?
What?
No. All
No,
right.
what was it?
All right,
I
never
hear you
mind.
guys.
Never mind. So the lineup the Galaxy came out with against Tigres was McCarthy and goal, which we're seeing like maybe that McCarthy is our number one guy now again. We had Mickey Imane also returning to the starting lineup. Emilio Garces also returning to the starting lineup next to Yoshida, and John Nelson also returning to the starting lineup at right back. Then we had Parente, Edwin Cerillo, and Fagundes starting in the middle. So we had our first look at Fagundes in the center of the field for this year, and then we had Peck at wide and Paintsel, like I mentioned earlier, starting out wide, and then one Superman Christian Ramirez starting on top. So with what we got, this is our strongest lineup, right? And honestly, from the beginning, we did not look too bad, to be quite honest. But I mean, I'm gonna jump a little bit ahead real quick. We did end up 0-0. We give ourselves a chance still to move on. But Edgar, talk to me, Edgar. At what cost? At what cost, Edgar? There was a sub in the 30-something minute. Can you talk to me about that? Talk to me, Edgar.
Háblame, Edgar.
Folks, we lost Gabriel Peck.
No,
no,
Oh,
you're,
man.
you're wrong.
You're wrong.
Well, that too.
Oh, yeah.
That we
No,
had to do a
I
sub in
mean-
the first half.
You got to
think he
remember, I
remembers.
was driving around that time.
Oh.
I saw the last 5 minutes of the game. I'll be completely honest.
No.
I saw the last 5 minutes of the game, and I heard about Peck, and what was his situation that was happening. But damn, as if things weren't difficult enough, right? As if not, you're having to play this really good team who I mean, in my estimation, they're kind of taking it easy for this first leg because they're so confident that they're gonna take it in the second leg. That probably they probably didn't come out, full guns blazing. And also, we can also talk a little bit about the officiating, right?
Yeah.
And it's something I discussed not just with Eddie. Something I discussed with Brian. I also discussed this with Alex from the RSL show, where we were joking about how, like, hey, we're always talking about the officiating at MLS, right? And because on the weekends we watch the Premier League and we watch the Bundesliga or we watch La Liga, right? And we watch their referees. And then for some reason, we expect MLS refs to be at that same level, but they're not. And then you got to remember, this is still CONCACAF. And then you get into these international tournaments and you get the real full CONCACAF referees, the ones that like are from like Central America and the Caribbean, and damn, it's like there's a drop off at some point, and some of these guys that we get are awful. So there was some questionable calls. I know there was this one call where it should have been a second yellow. It was a
Okay,
foul.
Angulo.
Yeah. So, but yeah, back to you, Eddie.
Oh, sorry. I did not mean to set you up to fail.
No, I understand. Dude. It's okay.
So in the 30-something minute, Maya Yoshida, you see him clearly limping, and then he goes down. It looks like he's holding onto his hamstring, and it's just like, of course, right? It's everything went right last year, and everything has to go wrong this year, and it's crazy. It started right at the end last year with
Ricky Puig.
Ricky Puig, as basically as far as deep as you can get into the season, right? He gets this injury, and it just carries on to next year. It's crazy, dude, and it sucks because I think I've been one person that's talked about how surprised how many miles Yoshida's put on those legs and been able to go basically what feels like every minute all season last year. And just on his own, he goes down, and it's when it comes to hamstrings, I can tell you right now from experience, those things linger, and as you get older, those things get a little harder and harder.
They're harder and harder to heal.
Yeah, well, I'm also not a pro. I'm also not shaped like a pro. If you haven't noticed, but but it's something to be worried about, right? Because that like really fucks with your explosiveness and in your stride, and you know Maya already isn't the fastest guy in the pitch, and it's just a gutting injury, dude, and it's definitely not what we needed right now. Just that list to get bigger and bigger. And I don't know if you knew that, Edgar. So I just filled you in.
No, I mean I had heard about Mayashita getting injured afterward, but I was not aware. I'm sorry. Like I said, I've been off the grid over Utah, but I was not aware it happened during that match. But the fact that he got hurt, I'm not surprised, to be honest. His age, the fact that center back is such a rigorous position, especially because you have to react when the rest of the defense has failed you. So you're the last line of defense besides the goalkeeper, and a lot of MLS attackers target him constantly. And you would think, right, that having Zanka there would be kind of a calming effect. Zanka has kind of fallen off a little bit, to be
well,
honest,
well, Zanka
a
is
little bit.
more of a main character in the next half of the show.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
at least we have Garces, right? At least we have some depth at center back. Because and in case something happens to Garces, of course, we got the Salvadoran king, dude, the king of the casserole, right?
Jesus Christ. Yeah,
Eric
sure.
Zabaleta.
Yeah.
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 Why not,
Yeah.
right?
But for this game, at least after that sub, we praised Zonka on this last show, and to be honest, when he came in, he was serviceable too, right? I think the Galaxy did a really good job against Tigres. There was, I think, two instances where McCarthy had to bail us out, but I mean, I was pretty impressed, to be honest. I don't know when this magical ride is going to end for us at this tournament, but it gives me hope. It gives me hope for this Galaxy team down the stretch if we get everybody back. And I don't know if, since you didn't watch it, if you have anything else about this game, Edgar, or
Well,
if you move on.
the fact you said magical, it doesn't feel magical at all to me. It just feels like
Hey, bro.
they're surviving. I
Hey.
mean, there was the win over Herediano, right? And but I felt like I mentioned it. I felt that was expected. That was they had to win
Sorry.
that match, and they were gonna win it. I knew it. But as far as everything else, I don't see a lot of magic there. It's more like, all right, stumble. Oh, we won. Okay, keep stumbling on. It's kind of like a zombie. You catch someone, you chew on them, right? And then you keep stumbling on, and then at some point somebody's like, gonna blast your head off, and it's over. But I mean, the Galaxy, the way they're playing, like the walking wounded, right? So many people are literally wounded and hurt. So keep going until you get knocked down, man.
Look at this record.
I
That
love it.
that's this the Coca Cup Champions Cup is a magical run. All right. We
It's
got
something.
we beat somebody and we drew against Tigres. That's huge, bro.
By the way, the referee in that match, I looked him up real quick. His name is Quincy Williams. He's from Trinidad and Tobago, right? Anyway, this guy, and Judy's gonna laugh about this. He was also the ref in the Cibao versus Chivas match that ended in a 1-1 draw. He was also the ref in the Vancouver Monterrey match that ended in a 1-1 draw. So this guy has been behind some very interesting results. And well, good thing we're not gonna get to see him in the rest of the tournament. But yeah.
Spoiler, he comes back.
Oh no. Hope we don't get John Freeman though.
That the guy that retired?
Oh, we have a super chat by
Another
who? Mike Jones.
who?
Who? Mike Jones.
Who?
Mike Jones.
All right, we'll make this one tiny because
I interviewed Mike Jones, by the way.
Huh?
Nice guy. I got to interview Mike Jones.
Did you hear about Mike Jones? Did you know that back then they didn't want him? Now he's all hot. They're all on him.
Oh, please.
Who? Drink up, my boy. Who?
Mike
Drink up, my boy.
Jones.
Eddie,
Look, Guti's already
Yes.
dead. He fell over. He fell off. Look.
that's actually two shots at this point.
Nah, we'll just do.
It's his plus the added up with Adam.
Well,
Yes, that's right.
I
Well,
get
I'm
it,
not
but
Math.
saying two. I'm not saying two right now, but
yeah,
two
we gotta,
eventually.
we gotta pace it. Just my poor guy over here. I'm gonna have to feed him, and
Look at him. His face can't even go down anymore.
no, he's over here watching John Moxley. That's why.
Look at him, dude.
Hold on, this match has got interesting. That's why.
uh, but anyways, Guti, happy birthday, bro.
Guti, no chasers. What the chasers, man? I don't understand why people do chasers.
I know. I used to be like that, and then all of a sudden, I can't handle him anymore, bro.
My poor
I'm a
poor
weenie.
Guti.
I mean, the only shot I ever considered doing a chaser was that awful, disgusting drink from Chicago called Marlot, whatever it's called.
Oh yeah,
Oh
this.
God, that is disgusting.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, look, obviously I don't drink no more, but I could like
But he
appreciate,
uses it a
like I
lot.
used to. But yeah, and I used to like be able to
That was
appreciate, used to appreciate when like something was good, right? Like I knew when something good and something wasn't. That fucking, just like I like spicy is what I was getting at. That fucking Chicago and Chewy, correct me if I'm wrong.
Nasty.
The Chicago thing reminds me of the bomb spicy sauce. It's like
Oh, ugh.
it's just like this. It's just like designed to burn.
It's
know?
Yeah, it's
designed
not
to be
even
disgusting.
flavorful.
It's not even flavor. Yeah, it's not even flavorful. It's like it's gross. Is my point,
Yeah.
right? It's
Yeah.
so I
'Cause
compare those two.
even the last dab has flavor.
Yeah, yeah,
The bomb
exactly.
is just ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you, in case you're curious about the Marlot, I know Laura's member Johnny, who he usually has a bottle hanging around in the Lars tailgate area before games. So if you run into him, ask him. He might, treat you to one of the most disgusting shots known to man.
AKA the homie Yank. Yeah, don't.
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now. You can go through your life without trying it.
It
So
was ew.
don't. Yeah, trust me, you're not missing out. So moving on. You know what? If anything, we can maybe think about talk about how we think the next game is gonna go. So the next game at Tigres is on Tuesday, 2 days from now, and I think this magical run is gonna end right there, because one thing that was definitely missing, that's been missing all season, this match was no difference, is the offense. Right, the offense wasn't really there. As much as we only had to like get bailed out twice, Tigres was not really put in any danger, right? Peck is still not being found in the right spots, and I don't think Ramirez had any good looks. It's just that's the biggest thing that worries me, right? Because we could sit here and talk about like, oh man, if we score one away goal, then hell yeah, we're in good shape. But I don't see it. I think reality hits, and I think now we're probably looking at like at a 2-3-0 over there. I think our guys are, especially someone like Cerrillo has to put in a lot of miles because we're limited in our depth as much as we try to rotate. And yeah, I think it's unfortunate, but this magic run comes to an end. Edgar?
God, I hope not, man. I hope that.
Hey, I didn't say I'm not hoping for it. All right, I want your expert nag opinion here.
My expert nag opinion. Well, okay, Zabaleta gives us his annual hat trick right here. Remember he had that hat trick against Minnesota? Was it a couple years ago?
No, it was against the Timbers.
Was it Timbers?
It was the 2 goals and the own goal.
I thought it was a straight up hat trick, wasn't it?
No.
Okay, well, yeah. I'm hoping for Zabaleta to work his magic because Miguel Berry ain't it. He just ain't it. I'm sorry, man. And meanwhile, Mateos Nascimento, that poor guy, man, he looks completely lost. But then again, so does Peck. Well, so did Peck, or anybody that's trying to attack, because nobody's getting any service at all right now. Damn. But as we transition, can we transition to the RSL game?
Yeah, but you're not gonna give a prediction.
I I don't. Well, I felt more optimistic before I saw the result from Saturday's match against RSL, but I think the run comes to an end, dude. And I've been pretty spot on most of my predictions this year. The only one I didn't get right was like the one at the start of the season, but um, I feel Galaxy lose like 2-1 or something. They make it. They make I mean, they're the champs of MLS. I think they're gonna put up a good fight. But I think in the end, the fact that they have to travel, Galaxy doesn't travel very good away. Um, and I think Tigres is a good team. They're going through a good time right now in Liga MX, and they understand the severity of a tournament like this, and they're gonna want to add to their trophy cabinet. So they're gonna put in all their eggs in the basket to knock out Galaxy. I say Galaxy optimistically loses 2-1. Hopefully, they don't get destroyed and humiliated. That would really make all this sacrifice at the start of the season. All these people that have been getting hurt, having to play, game 2 3 weeks, three games in a week up to, and all the traveling. It'll make everything, all that sacrifice, just go out the window. But at least then they can refocus back on MLS. But yeah, man, I don't feel so good about it. What about you?
I already said 2-3
I'm
nothing,
talking
but
about Guti here.
but I was gonna say you said 2-1. The good thing is about your 2-1, dude. If it somehow is a 1-1, we make it through on the away goal.
Yeah.
So goody.
Hold on, I'm out right now.
He's mad right now because of what just happened in AEW.
Nah, Guti's trying to Guti and I can only process one thought at a time. That's why he said that.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways,
See?
I'm gonna be different. I think we're gonna pull the milagro out of our ass.
Damn.
Go in there, and we're gonna win. Keep in mind, I don't know if you guys know this, but Tigres have recently fired their coach because they weren't getting the results. They fired their coach and they brought in I think they brought in a recently retired player as their coach, which was Guido Pizarro. So he's already had a good 3 or 4 games in, and I don't know what's his record, but they did not come into the Galaxy game with a lot of high confidence because a couple of days before they got their asses handed to by America, and I don't know how they did this weekend. Quite frankly, I really don't care because I don't watch Liga MX anymore that much.
Damn.
But I really feel like we are gonna pull the milagro out of our ass and we're gonna come out with the result in El Volcan.
Damn. You hear this?
Nice.
And fuck John Moxley, by the way.
Ya no lo voy a dar, güey. This
Le falta una, güey. Le falta una.
Oh shit, man. Well, we got some positivity on the chat as well. Papa the Fish, I think that's his name.
Papax
Says
the fish.
Papax. Sorry, he says 2-0 G's up. I hope you're right, man. We need.
Well, he
need
said
this-
that after saying andamos valiendo verga.
I know. A ese güey ya no le den. Chewy, what do you think, man? Does this magical run end?
I hope so.
Damn.
Damn.
Our players need rest. They're already on fumes, and this playing Sundays or Saturdays and Wednesdays is just making it worse. So yeah, I hope so.
All right.
Can't come back from injury, bro. Like we already got 2 people out again. Like come on.
All right.
Who's
Talk
next?
about it. Who's next? I'll tell you who's next. So the LA Galaxy head to RSL after they played Tigres, and this game yesterday fresh on our mind as much as we want to forget it. But who was next? Chewy asked. There was a player added to the injury list. Questionable was one Gabriel Peck, and with a hip injury. Sure enough, that lineup came out, and
Actually, there was another person that was added to the injury list, by the way.
who was
that
that?
we already suspected, but was officially
Oh,
announced. as
Marco
the injury
Royce.
list.
Oh yeah,
Hey, Marco Royce, who, as we've said before, the guy is prone to injury. No real surprise there, and damn, man, it's. I mean, when Ricky Puig went down, right, we are like, okay, at least we got somebody like Marco Royce in the middle that can run things. But then you also were looking forward to Lucas Sanabria and Cerrillo and Fagundes to fill that void, right? And well, we know Sanabria is gone. He's been gone since the second game of the season. And then Royce has, even before he got injured, he was like pretty much doing nothing. Just kind of running around in circles. I mean, he had a good game here and there, but it wasn't like he was doing it constantly. And now he's gone, and then Peck is gone. Damn. And then you look at this list, and it's like most of these guys will be back in early to middle of May. And of course, the big one is still missing. Is Ricky Puig, who officially they're saying he will be back into August. I was hoping optimistically in mid to late July, but at the latest August at this point. And Joe Cool asked, "Is Peck really hurt, or they just saving him for Tigres?" No, I think he's hurt, man. He's been, Eddie and I noticed that he's been trying really hard. He's been overexerting himself to try to make things happen. And no matter how young you are, how fit you are, at some point, if you try too hard, you are gonna get hurt. And that's just the state of the things. That's just the state of things are with LA Galaxy, man. I got to discuss some of this stuff, by the way. I don't know if you guys saw me post this during the week. I know I mentioned it to the Nag boys, but Alex Napoles from the KSL show on RSL, I mean RSL show on KSL, he actually invited me to join him at the studio downtown Salt Lake City the same night that I went to that hot springs I mentioned. So I drove all the way back to Salt Lake City, and then like literally midnight, I drove into downtown Salt Lake City, and he was there. So we hung out for like a couple hours, and I he had me on their show, which is pretty cool. It's an actual like studio, like in
What is this?
the next studio is a Nag Tower. What are we talking about, man?
Shit, I felt
Yeah, I remember
disrespected.
Nag Tower, dude.
It's an
You know.
actual studio.
No, it was cool. It was cool. The studios are located right across the street from the Delta Center, so that was kind of interesting. But that show is up on the on. I put the link to it on my Twitter. But yeah, we were discussing the match, and he revealed some interesting things about what's going on with RSL that I did not know about. Because remember, they look pretty sweet having Chicho Arango there and Diego Luna, right? Well, I'm not gonna get into the specifics. I mentioned something about it to Guti and to some of you guys, off camera. But apparently, a certain forward who used to play for LAFC got a little too friendly, and he kind of like was forced to leave the city, and the team didn't want to have to do that, but they were forced to. And so he was off from RSL to San Jose. And what really sucks, I know from their point of view, is that Diego Luna was slated to be transferred to Club America. And because of what happened with Chicharongo, the team was like, we have to have somebody there. So they had to cancel that move. And Diego Luna ended up being stuck at RSL. So they've been having issues trying to find ways to score. And it just so happened the Galaxy came into town at the right time, to give them
Jesus
the
Christ.
medicine that they needed, right? But yeah, man, that's what's going on from the RSL side of things. They've been struggling, and so having LA Galaxy come in there was just what they needed. Unfortunately for us, it just prolongs, our
Suffering.
our suffering. Yeah, but yeah, that was a nice conversation I had with Alex. You can listen to the whole thing, like I said, through the link on my Twitter. But yeah, let's get into this game, Eddie. Give us that lineup, dude.
Sure, man. Let me give you that lineup. So in goal, we had John McCarthy, who's now seems to be our starter, as I mentioned. We had Harbor Miller at right back. Garces starting next to Zanka. Zanka in place, or one of them in place for the injured Maya Yoshida. Then we had Alde at left back. In the middle, we had the trio of Lepli, Cerrillo, and Ramos Jr. And we had Paintel out right, Fagundes out left, and Miguel Berry out right. At top. So we saw this lineup. I'll just get myself out of the way. I figured RSL's a pretty bad team, maybe, but to me, it just screamed we're phoning it in. That's how I felt. That it's like our focus is already on Tuesday. When I saw this lineup, we're like fuck it. Let's hope this works. We can get escape from Salt Lake, but all our focus is in here. How'd you guys feel once you guys saw the lineup?
It's like we barely
Um,
rotated.
go ahead, Guti.
No, it's like I said, it's like we barely rotated. But then again, there's all the players we got. I think, like you said, we're mostly focused on Tuesday, so we couldn't really do much. It's all we have. Going into the game, I kind of knew we were gonna lose because for some reason, when we go to Salt Lake, we just have like the worst time of our lives. So
I was there once for that. Well, you know what? We're fucking up here. We're fucking up. We'll get to you right now, Edgar. I apologize. This was Chewy's first experience as a Utonian or whatever you're called.
Utonian.
Utonian. Chewy was actually there at the game. Chewy, I know you didn't get there on time, but how was it out there, man? Was there quite a bit of G's? Did you get your low percentage alcohol? Walk us through it, bro.
It was pretty cool. I mean, it's about an hour and a half drive from where I'm at to the stadium, so it's not all that bad. Yeah, I got there. Parked. I don't know where I parked. I parked at a civic center kind of
Did you
thing.
find your car?
Yeah, it was free
Oh,
parking, so
all right.
yeah. Yeah, it was like a 5 minute walk to the stadium. It was pretty cool. There was a good amount of G's there. Chatted up with some of them. I mean, there wasn't much to do. We were watching the game and it was like horrible. Got a couple of beers cause yeah,
he wanted to drink the
game was
pain
just
away.
bad. Yeah, I mean there really ain't much to say, dude. It at no point was it looking like Galaxy was gonna do something. To be honest, it was the whole time. It was just bad. Yeah,
Well, Chewy, I'm glad you went though. You gave something for Galaxy fans to be excited about.
I guess after that, going back to get my car, there was a geode. I don't know how to say it. Uh, a geode thing at the Civic Center. So it was $7 to get in. So I killed time going in there.
A geo thing like those rocks.
Yeah, like the Pokemon.
Sure.
Yeah, yeah. It
Geo
was
dudes.
literally the rocks.
Geodudes.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
Geodudes.
Utah's a lot. Utah's
Geodude.
big into like dinosaurs and volcanic stuff. It's really interesting.
Yeah, it was that, and then on the same one next to it, it was a reptile con, I guess. So
Yeah,
there
there
was
was
a
a
lot of
reptile con
snakes
too.
and Komodo dragons and stuff. It was kind of cool.
Utah's
Should've took one home.
80% rock.
It is.
All
And
right,
dinosaur
Edgar.
bones.
How were you feeling going into this game?
Man, I knew we were gonna lose.
Well,
But by
now
the way,
now
just
now you knew we were gonna lose. This is the one we were waiting for.
nah, I mean, I knew we were gonna lose. But just you guys get a little bit of idea heading into this match. Galaxy and RSL regular season have played each other 26 times. I mean, 25 times before this game. So they played each other 25 times. Galaxy only had 7 wins, 8 draws, and 10 losses. This is away, right? So Galaxy, have always lost in RSL. They've always had a hard time there. I when I was talking to Alex, I told him, the fact that LA Galaxy has to play this game on a Sunday, like at 1:12, it was like 1:30 over there. I was like, Galaxy always does really bad on these games where it's like the middle of the day on a Sunday. It's just they don't, even if it's only 1 hour difference of time zone, it's like these guys have a difficult time getting out of bed. Se les cuelga, se les pega la sábana. They're just they don't do well in these games. And I predicted a 2-1 loss. I was close, I guess, if they had got more shots on goal. Right? But I mean, there were some cool things heading into the game. As I was because my flight was leaving around that time. As I was at the airport, Twitter user Mitch, is a Galaxy fan, sent me a message saying, "Hey, um, there's a NAG decal that's up in the stadium girders. I guess that somebody put up. It might have been him. I think somebody put a News Across the Galaxy sticker at their stadium in a location where like nobody really can, nobody really knows about it, but it's there. So this NAG sticker has been there for more than a year at First America Field, and
Yeah.
he took a picture of it. He's like, "Hey, it's still there, dude." Is like, "Is that a good omen?" I'm like, "I don't think so."
Nah. Black boys are, yeah, they have a losing record at Salt Lake till this day.
But
Oh,
just to wrap up the whole thing with my experience with the stadium, I actually got to visit the stadium the day before the game, just to get a good look at it. You can walk in you can go into the team store, and then from there you can walk into these little double doors, and you can actually walk into the stadium and look at it. It's a beautiful stadium. It's the scenery is nice. It's just unfortunately, it's a place where LA Galaxy happens to lose a lot, and this weekend was no different.
Yeah, yeah. Rio Tinto Stadium.
There's also ducks that play on that field. But let's get to the actual game. You mentioned the time of these games and how they do on these kind of games, and I sent to the chat. This feels like a 1:30 game. It literally was just like a snooze fest, right? Galaxies is not having the greatest season as it is. They put out the lineup that they put out, given focus on the Champions Cup, and then you had a Salt Lake team who's not great either, and it just made for boring TV. I always think about the same thought always comes to my head when games like this happen. I was like, I would hate to have a friend I'm trying to convince and becoming a fan, and this is the game I show them because that was something, right? That was something.
Yeah,
And it's
man.
funny. Go ahead,
No,
my man.
you're absolutely correct, Eddie. Because remember I told you that a guy Ron built for LA was at the game, right?
Uh huh.
He was at the Kings game, then he went to the Galaxy game, and he um he said that every Galaxy game he's attended, they were undefeated. They had a 7-0 record, right? And then he's like let's keep it, boys. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know about that. But at one point, he was like, "Why am I here?" He was tweeting. He's like, "Why am I here?" He was like,
Wait,
"Why did I? Can you guys pay for my flight back home?"
he's
And
seven
then I
and
was
zero
like,
traveling.
"Huh?
He's 7-0 traveling.
No, 7-0, just general going to Galaxy.
Okay.
This was his first away Galaxy match.
Uh,
But
Oh, okay.
yeah, but I
Okay.
told him, I was like, hey, you know what? We're gonna lose. I was like, so enjoy the stadium, enjoy the scenery. I was like, go talk to some RSL fans, befriend them. Just take in the local culture, and afterwards, go get something, something yummy to eat, because the game itself, yeah, that ain't gonna be so good.
Let me tell you something.
Oh, we got a super
And
chat.
don't worry, don't panic. It's okay. It's only $2.
still owes
he
still
just
owes
got
one.
he got all scared.
He put his shades back on. That's how
Right.
scared he got. Look at that.
Guti still owes one, so I'm not
Uh,
forgetting.
Jesse Gonzalez, $2 super chat. Thank you so much. He says,
There it is.
no, 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 no,
I don't even know
no,
that it.
nope,
I don't
nope,
even know who that is,
no,
so it can't
no,
be true.
no, nope. Horrible. The Death Rider story is dead, and it should have ended today. Fuck the Death Riders. Fuck John Moxley. Fuck whoever's in that group.
Damn. Wait, can you repeat the super chat again? Because I think the sound got muffled by the sound effects. Can you repeat it one more time?
Oh yeah, so he said, I fucking knew it too. Death Riders greater than any tag team.
Fuck the Death Riders.
I don't even know who they are. So
Damn,
They're
Guti.
boring. They're boring. This whole storyline is so stupid.
Edgar, you got a favorite tag team? I mean, I would just default to like the Hardys are entertaining, right?
You mean of all time?
Yeah,
Demolition. I love Demolition when I
Yeah,
was
you're-
growing up in the 80s.
yeah. When the world was in black and white, I forgot.
The Young Bucks. No, I was kidding. Even fuck the Young Bucks too. They pissed me off today as well.
Anyways, moving along. What were we talking about here? Oh yeah, so
Oh, I was gonna
games.
say,
oh yeah.
We got it.
anyone who travels for a Galaxy away game, you're bound to have a horrible record. So there you go.
I mean,
Happy away days.
Actually, I've been to 3 away games and I'm undefeated, so that's something. Of course, I didn't attend this one, so.
it took me a long time.
You were there though, so you were there. You
Oh, we got another super chat.
It's okay, Guti. It's not another one yet.
Setting up.
Setting up though. Adam. Will Galaxy get their first win against who? Wait. When will Galaxy get their first win and against who? Also, will they still be winless by El Tráfico game May 18th? And also, midweek show. We're winning on Saturday. And yeah, so that answers the second question. We're not going to go winless till May 18th. We'll probably have one win, but we won't be winless. And then midweek show, you working on that, Edgar? Edgar always puts in work. He might not have an update yet, but Edgar will find a Houston podcast, or at least do.
Oh yeah. No. I definitely have a guy from Houston lined up. His name is Colin. He has a podcast called Keeping Tabs. Really nice guy. We've had him on before, and so yeah, look forward to that. Either Wednesday or Thursday. I'll let you guys know.
We're gonna go from 0-5-2 to 1-5-2.
There you go. Hard
Yeah,
eyes
from
baby. You heard it from Guti. Ya no le den.
Le falta una.
So where were we here? So this game, right? Oh, by the way, Guti, your statement about like if you go to away games, you're gonna have a losing record. Well, even if you go to all away games, I assume the Galaxy have a losing record on the road, right? All time at this point with the bad seasons we've had. Probably.
You know what? Let me look it up.
I have.
We know.
I have. Look, I'm only saying this because I had literally the worst luck when I traveled across the Galaxy. I've seen them about 4 or 5 times, and out of those 4 or 5 times, I've been hit with the rain 3 out of the 5 times, and they lost too. So
I've seen one win, I think only. 2.
and I don't count the games here in Cali. I mean when you travel outside.
Oh, yeah, then I have none.
I'm like, nah, dude. Anytime it's not our stadium, you count it as an away.
Yeah, no, but it's still here in Cali though.
Chewy, me and Chewy
Jose's far, bro.
It doesn't matter.
Me and
It's
Chewy
still
have
in Cali.
similar away travels. He went to Austin. That's the one I think I had to do with him. And I went to Seattle with you, but neither of us saw wins there. Have we only seen one win, Chewy, on the road?
We might. No,
Damn,
we saw. Oh shit.
I seen a lot of draws.
Yeah.
I seen a lot of draws, and some got killed in Houston. Got killed in Salt Lake when we drove out there. Fuck, even Vegas, that friendly we went to, we lost to. Even that one we lost.
We've gotten killed in San Jose.
Got killed in San Jose. We gave up that 3-1 lead in San Jose.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah. So. I have seen one win, I think, on the road. That's fucking crazy. I had to look into that.
My first away game was against Chicago in 2022. We tied 0-0.
See?
And then in 2023, I see them play against Dallas, DC, and Austin. And they lost to Dallas 3-1. They lost to DC United 3-0. And we tied to the Austin 3-3, which is when the day we got hit with the fucking rain.
Nice.
I'm gonna try to do Seattle this year. Right.
Anyways, all right, moving along. So this game, Snooze Fest, as I mentioned, we definitely had to talk about the goals. For some reason, I'm blanking out on one of the goals, but maybe we'll go out of order just so I can look back at the other one, because one of them is a key moment, and someone that we've praised a lot made a pretty bad mistake there. Someone with such experience as Zonka, you would not expect him to make such a mistake, right? There was a cross that came into the box, and not that he needs any help, but Zonka lays it off perfectly for Diego Luna and taps it in. Man, Yeah, you heard right. $10. So we're at another one basically.
We're at
Uh,
two.
we might have to reserve those for him because
I think
yeah,
he's fine for
I don't
another
I
two.
don't need this guy passing out here. Jessica Nales, Peck injured, Marco Royce out. Pinche Royce, Lakers in 5. Hell yeah, Lakers in 5. I like it. What do you think, Edgar? Lakers in 5? That's what's up.
Yes.
No.
Yeah, you know it is. But yeah. Anyways, Zonka.
I have your result, by the way, for all
Oh, okay.
time.
Away, go for
So
it.
Galaxy all time have 300. This is regular season, right?
Okay.
All time 382 wins, 298 losses, 181 draws.
Damn. So it is possible to have a winning record as a travel fan.
Oh, you mean
If you go,
away
yeah,
or just in general?
away.
That's what we were
Oh,
just saying.
it was the burst. It was the best of time. It was
wa-
the blurst of times.
It was the
Damn
blur
it, Eddie! What
time.
kind of chips do you have doing our research?
Yeah, I named them Edgar.
Hey, what's up to Alex, man? Thank you for watching the show, man.
Oh, of course he's here. He's here to fucking make fun of us, dude.
Kick him out right now.
Yeah. Nah, Alex, shout out to
Oh.
you, man. Thank you for showing love back to Nag and having Edgar on the show. I hope you didn't talk your ear off, but no, I'm just kidding. No,
Aw.
no, but thank you for showing us love and having one of the Nag boys on. We really appreciate that, and hopefully another one of us, get to see your fancy studio one day because apparently ours isn't good enough for Edgar. So,
Hey, where and else are you gonna find placards that have Chris Klein and David fucking Bingham?
Who?
Tell me
What?
exactly.
oh my god. So, anyways, you want to talk about that goal that I mentioned, Edgar? Have you heard me talking, Zonka?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm doing some math over here. I mean, I'm really curious too. Like, I want to know what their all time record is.
This was literally gonna just like cut the results in half. Like this is what it is away.
I'll figure it out, man.
Oh my god. Guti, did you see the goal? I don't want to talk to myself here.
Yeah, I saw the goal. Pissed me off. I think we went from Zancaleta to Zanca back to Zancaleta.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. And it sucks because, like I said, we were praising this guy and we felt like confident that
he was
we got-
doing good, and then it's like stuff like that, you know, simple stuff like that. You know, you're a veteran. You know, what you should be doing. It can't be doing shit like that, bro. You really can't.
it's kind of like it's not even acceptable, right? But you would expect maybe like a Garces to make that mistake because Garces is younger, right? And you could see him maybe feeling the pressure and fumbling, literally fumbling a ball where you absolutely should not. Chuy, Jesus, talk to me.
Háblame, Jesus.
Háblame, Jesus. What was the
Sorry,
vibe
Eddie.
like?
I'm here, man. I'm here.
What was the vibe like,
So-
Jesus, when that goal went? Hold on. Now you wait your turn, Edgar. You let me alone. Now I'm talking to my other friends.
You shut your mouth and you let the Rock speak.
Damn.
Were people talking shit though? Like when that happened?
I don't know, bro. I got there right at the second goal. That's when I heard it when I was walking in the second goal.
Oh,
upsetting.
so you saw a 0-0 game?
I saw a 0-0 game. But
So when you went there, I mean, the energy must have been. Dead then.
as soon as I got up there was no energy. When I got up to the seats, it was like no energy from Galaxy fans. It was
Or
just-
Chewy, because ya estaba cansado from climbing the stairs.
Hey man, it's like 5,000 feet up in the air. All right,
So
this is a lot.
It's always the walk up those steps, dude, that kill you, man.
Nah, you know what? It wasn't that bad. That stadium is your generic type of stadium. Like if you've been to Nashville, it's not too bad to get up to the away travel. So it's pretty nice. You don't get that wolfiao. But yeah, the beer isn't doesn't hit as good.
All right, Edgar. Now you may join.
Oh, what's the question? Oh, the second goal. Um, the thing that sucks about when a team is in the middle of a losing situation is that it's contagious, man. Um, at some point, everybody, at some point, we all have a bad game, and it just so happens that Zanka, he's been flying low under the radar because he's been just quietly putting together some good performances, and he had a bad one this time around, and it just added to the misery that we were all feeling. Um, I mean, down 1-0, you're like, damn, it sucks, but at least the game is still within reach. Down 2-0, and at that point, you look at how terrible the Galaxy's been doing, and kind of to echo something that you said earlier, where you're like, when everything last year was working out for the team, this year is kind of like the opposite. You're absolutely correct, Eddie. And this year, it's like bizarre world. Everything is backwards. It's like looking at a mirror image of last season, where last season the team would go down like 1 or 2 goals, and you knew that they were a second half team, that they would come back and with a little bit more emphasis, a little bit more fire in the second half, and that's been completely gone this season. There's nothing like that at all. It's quite the opposite, to be honest. So at that point, down 2-0, that was the final nail in the coffin, and it happened early on, which kind of sucks. So sorry, Chewy, you didn't get to see any goals, man.
I got to see two.
On the replay.
Yep, on
Yeah.
the replay.
Oh man, I mean, there's only so much we can take from this game, because one is also you saw a heavy rotation, right? You saw like, can maybe we all agree that this is like the worst performance in, I think it takes Guti in 2 years, I think, that we've had, because I just want to talk about this game in a whole. We as a whole, we can jump around if you guys want to, but no shots, right, on goal. I have
There was,
the high,
I think there was one by Miguel Berry in the second half.
oh, the mighty Miguel Berry. Well, I'm
There was
looking at the
one.
I'm looking at the highlights now, just as a refresher, and dude, it was a snooze fest, like on both sides, right? Outside of those 2 goals, and this team just has no, like, I don't know. Well, this, I guess this team can't have an identity, right? This particular squad you put out, because I don't. These guys have probably never ever even practice have seen the field together until this previous week, because Vanny had to shuffle things around because of new injuries and everything. And now it's like, all right, well, fuck it, let's try these guys out.
And we
And
almost had
but
another injury in that game. We were pretty close.
which one was that one?
The collision with keeper and was it Garces?
Oh, Garces. That is true too.
I could have ended poorly.
But then our keeper situation. I mean,
So that's
yeah.
why it's also
That's right.
bad. Like
It's all right. That's why we got JT fucking Morsinkowski.
I don't even know if he's still injured. I think he might still be.
If we're still being glued back together or whatever the hell's happening with him. So my headphones keep going in and out. But yeah, man. Like I said, Edgar, I don't know if you recall another game that was just like this bad. I think more on the offensive end, right? Like, it's been a bad season when it comes to that, but this game was just like special in all the wrong ways. It was just like, this was like a 2020 fucking Galaxy or 2017 Galaxy.
2023.
This was just, ugh.
This is like your typical LA Galaxy Sunday game. They had a couple of those last year. Remember, against Austin and against St. Louis, but you knew they were going to lose those games no matter
Saturday.
what.
Hit the twinkle. Jesse Canales, $2 super chat. Joseph Painsil music video blessing out now.
Sounds a banger.
All
Okay.
right, cool. At least we have that right. Instead of watching the highlights, I'm gonna watch that music video tonight. Ah, man. Again, this game, this game is like only so much you can take from it. You saw a lot of time of these young guys. One that we got to see a little more of, and maybe we can talk about him a bit, is Nascimento. And I kind of feel bad for this kid too, because I don't think we're getting a true like sample of Nascimento, right? And this is a loan deal, so I wonder if this kid is ever going to get the fair shot, because where he's receiving the ball in and spaces that also actually also I wanted to mention something I text the group was the Galaxy since Vanny's been the coach with the two striker formation,
Never worked.
it never works. Like we were not creating as it was with the one forward, but once we switched to the two striker when Nascimento came in, then we lost complete possession as well. And then we were no longer able to put two passes together. Edgar, any thoughts on Nascimento and then the when it comes to the two man striker formation? I don't even know if Nascimento's played in a single man striker formation yet.
No, like I said, I feel bad for him because I feel like this guy would have been fantastic to have as another option in last season's team because it was what Dayon and then Barry, right? And having somebody like Mateus Nascimento come in and have that be a good learning experience for him would have been great because then at the end of the season, LA Galaxy would have been able to look back and assess his performance and determine whether or not they want to keep him, and then his club could either be like, "Hey, you guys, want to extend the loan, or you guys want to buy him, or are we going to bring him back?" But this season has been so freaking weird. There've been so many variables that have just like crippled this LA Galaxy team overall. That it's not even a good representation of what could be. I hope that he sticks around for long enough that we get enough healthy bodies around him, enough impact players that they're able to incorporate him into that particular kind of scheme and tactical, um, not perform some tactical schemes, for where Vanny can put together, so that way they can get the best out of him with somebody um, like Peck and Painter playing alongside him and him in the middle. And maybe at some point when Ricky Puig gets back, Ricky Puig can also feed him the ball. And then we'll see what this kid can really do. Because if Peck is struggling and Peck is more experienced than him, this kid's also going to struggle, man. Because Miguel Berry, and he's been around the league longer, and he can't really do much. And then you're asking this kid who's coming in here, who's probably dealing with the all the emotion that comes with traveling to a new country and having to adjust. Yeah, that's a lot to ask. But yeah, I hope that we get to see him more and more as the season begins, and that the Galaxy starts to have better results, because that will definitely feed into his confidence, and we're gonna get to see more
Yeah.
positive results out of him.
He's also he's a part of probably a frustrated locker room, right? Which probably doesn't make the hit move any easier. Oh, another super chat. Adam, $2. Muchas gracias, Adam. We need to start adding these up because we need to see how far we are into the Get Guti the Jersey fund here. Will there be a referee analyst this week? You know what? That's Edgar's like favorite thing to do. We don't even pay him to do that, and he just loves to do it. So I could answer for it for him. He'll definitely have the referee analyst
Analysis, yeah. Oh, by the way, I got your all-time record here.
away.
Roughly, yeah, away. I did the math. Galaxy has
No,
145 wins, 106 draws, and 207 losses away.
See, even if you travel to every single away game, you'll have a losing record. So I guess with that, the
By the way,
uh,
a huge chunk of that is in Dallas, where Galaxy, oh my God, it's really bad. Um, in Dallas. Shit, hold on, let me bring it up real quick. Here we go. Because it surprised me. If you're a Galaxy fan that lives in the Dallas area and you go watch them play, all time they have 9 wins, 7 draws, and 25 losses.
Damn. So hold on. So since you have that up, can you tell us if you're a Galaxy fan looking to travel, where you bet you put your money on? Like if you want to see them win, where would you travel
Oh,
to?
the best place for Galaxy to win?
Yeah.
That would be. Let me see.
Even if it's a stupid like,
Oh,
oh, they played once over there.
I was gonna say Chivas USA, but they're not around anymore.
That's funny.
um, your best chance of catching a Galaxy victory would either be in Chicago or against the Smurfs. Um,
Yeah.
Even if he has a losing record there too.
I mean, with Chicago, they're 10 wins, 4 draws, and 10 losses. But in San Jose, 16 wins, 11 draws, 18 losses. So yeah, you're
Damn.
right.
Not bad. I mean,
Damn.
or or I guess maybe what Charlotte because like want to know.
Well,
No,
let's
no,
see.
London.
Win
Or
ratio overall, Galaxy has never has undefeated against Cincinnati, Miami, uh, on the road. So there you go. That's if the Galaxy plays either one of
Hey,
those two teams, and you
they got
go
Miami
watch
this
them.
year.
they got Miami in August.
There you go. Make it
They've
2-0.
also never lost in Philly. It says they have 3 wins and 2 draws in Philly. One
Really?
win and a draw in Charlotte.
And they got Philly this year away too.
Yep. They do.
Yeah. So there you go. And
Fun,
10 wins, 3 draws, and only 2 losses against Chivas USA. So if you go to that away match, that's
fun,
something.
fun fact, and Chewy could confirm this. The tires and the rims and the lift on my Jeep was brought to you by that Galaxy win in Miami.
Yay.
Oh, yeah, we were in Vegas.
We were in Vegas and nobody got up. I was like, let's go bet in this game, and because the odds are stupid,
It
and
was
I
the
win it.
odds were really good.
And I was like, all right, I'm getting up. I'm gonna go and bet, and nobody wanted to go, and they closed the betting by the time they got there.
Yeah.
But my winnings are sitting there. uh, oh, and then also Dallas. You mentioned Dallas. I have like this memory. I'm sorry, I'm going off track here, and I promise
No, it's
we'll try
fine.
to we'll wrap it up after this because it is getting late. I have like this memory of Dallas away that will never escape my mind. It drives me fucking crazy. The back in the days, like the way they used to televise games, and how hard it was to watch games. And there was one that had a weather delay, and it was like I want to say it was 1-1 or something like that when it goes into another weather delay, and then stayed up just to come in and just to restart the game and lose to a freak fucking goal by Breck Shea. I want to say it was that hits like this tiro centro, and because the weather was all crazy, he takes the ball and fucking goes in. I will never forget that.
Something funny to note, by the way. You know how I just mentioned the Galaxy record in Dallas?
Uh-huh.
It's the other way around when they come here. It's even worse actually because whenever Dallas comes into town, Galaxy have 27 wins, 6 draws, and only 9 losses.
Damn.
That's a winning percentage of 64%. Like, damn. And this is like one of the legacy clubs, so it goes all the way back.
Yeah. Fuck them too. All right.
Anyway, enough of these stats.
Yeah. Thanks, Edgar. I mean, it's good that we had something to talk about because again, like we can only take so much from this game, right? I just think it shows that although it's great to have depth pieces, that's what they are. They're depth pieces, right? When you had Lepley starting and Ramos Jr. starting, we got owned, right? Against a bad team, and
Yeah.
it was just bad soccer. It was, yeah, it wasn't a fun experience for. I guess for a Salt Lake fan it was, but I think from a mutual, if you're a soccer fan, it was not a great experience.
It wasn't so bad. When I did visit the team store, by the way, I walked in there wearing my Galaxy kit, the new Ryzen kit, and the lady did mention at the RSL store, she's like, "Wow, I really like the new Galaxy jersey." I was like, "Look at all those stars," and I was like, "Yeah." So that was cool. Um, my son, Oh, he's about to turn 5 in about a few days. He went in there and he instantly went to all like the little stuffies, little plushies, and he picked out this little like baby lion that has an RSL shirt, and he loved it so much. And my wife went and bought it for him, and I was like, okay. So we have like a little RSL plushie at home now, and it's nice little memento from the
It would
visit
be a
there.
shame if Luna got a hold of it.
Nah, she's really cool about that stuff. But
What would it be, Edgar?
yeah, man.
All right, so let's put a bow on this game. Let's give some awards if possible.
Awards. Awards?
I mean, one is obvious.
Practice?
One is obvious to me, right? We got to give the Geo award. Should we sweep this Geo award?
No.
Can we call it a sweep? All right, me and you, Edgar. Do we agree?
Yeah, man, whatever.
Zanka gets the Geo. Chewy.
Zanka. You say, man?
Zanka.
Zancaleta. He goes back to being Zancaleta.
Yep, you're
He's
definitely
fast, yep.
he's definitely Zankaleta. Sega Zankaleta.
Oh my
Damn, he went there, huh?
Yep, Sega
Wow.
Zankaleta.
god. Wow.
Damn.
I haven't heard
That's
that.
like the Megazord.
Damn.
I haven't heard that fucking first name in a while. Shit.
Oh my
Hey,
god,
hey, who's that? Who's the defender that was from Sweden?
Skelvik?
Shelby.
Yeah, there you go. Sega Zancaleta Skjelvik.
Jurgen
Damn.
Sega. Oh, he's already Jurgensen.
It's
There
true.
you go.
Fucking A.
Guti, who do you have then? Since you're the only one that has no Zanka.
Guti's in the Phantom Zone right now, bro.
I'm talking to you, Edgar. I'm gonna give
See?
you. I'm gonna give you Gio because you didn't go to the game. How dare you?
Yeah, you do
Hey,
deserve Joe.
I didn't.
Who
I didn't
books a
book that
trip?
flight.
Yeah,
Who books a trip, bro, and doesn't even end up going to the game?
Well, to be fair, to be completely honest,
It doesn't matter. No,
Yeah,
I'm
blame
kidding.
it on somebody else, Edgar. Blame it on somebody else. Let's hear you.
no, no.
blame
I
it on
mean,
somebody
my
else.
wife wanted to see her best friend who lives in Salt Lake City, and she booked the flight way back in November. This is before like the schedule even came out. It just so happened the Kings were in town, so at least I got to see that. And that was cool, by the way. Let me just talk about that real quick because it's a new thing for them, right? To have like an NHL team, and they have some interesting.
What do you
There's
mean?
some
They have the
interesting stuff
Grizzlies.
about it.
they don't even
What's
have a
that?
name.
They have the
Yeah, like I
Grizzlies.
said, they don't have a name, right? But they had this one interesting tradition. Like they're trying to put together traditions, but they have this one thing where I thought was kind of gross, but apparently there's a lady there who has a prosthetic leg, right, at the stadium, and at some point she'll take off her prosthetic leg, right, and then she'll like fill it full of beer and drink out of it, and I'm like, oh,
That's
and
nasty.
yeah, man. But I guess it's a thing for them,
All
and
the sweat and germs like from that stuff that's like just like
yeah,
going into
dude.
that thing.
So I thought that was interesting, and they also have like how you have like beer, not beer, like what do you call it? Like where you can go and get a beer and a dog, concession stands. They have like beer concession stands, right? Well, they have water concession stands at the Delta Center, where you could go up and ask for like a bottle of water, a ball of water, right? Or you
Meg.
have to buy it, right? It's like literally all they have is ball was and bags of peanuts, and like there was nobody in line for any of those. That was just that was kind
Wow.
of interesting. But a lot of Kings fans, a lot of Kings fans. It was like probably a third of the crowd was Kings fans, and that was cool because um, the Kings fans were really chill. Like there was like no animosity. It wasn't like when you go to Anaheim and all the Ducks fans go scurrying and running away like roaches. It wasn't like when they play Vancouver and the Vancouver fans are really aggressive. So that was cool, man. That was cool. I really freaking Brian. Sorry, I'm reading his comment. That's funny. Chug that stuff. Chug that stuff. Oh, I'm sure that lady's gonna become part of club lore for the Utah Mammoth. But at least let me talk about that because that's one big positive as far as our sports teams are concerned. Right? At least the Kings came into town and they won that. If you're a Kings fan, be very excited. They just clinched the playoffs. They look very, very good right now. I think the Kings are going to go on a very deep cup run, which it's kind of interesting because at one point, both the LA Kings and the LA Galaxy, who are both teams under the same AG umbrella, looked to be completely lost. They looked like they had no real direction. We saw the LA Galaxy turn things around last season and get win the cup. This year, the LA Kings look really good. They had some rough spots, but they look very, very strong right now. Don't be surprised if the Kings make it all the way to the Western Conference Finals. Uh, and they might even be there in the Stanley Cup this year. So go Kings, go!
You heard it from Edgar first. So if you bet the house and the Kings don't make it to Stanley Cup,
You know,
Hey,
you can.
I'm a DM me and I'll give you his address. So there goes one.
awards.
Well, you did the Geo already. The other two are really hard. They're really, you know what? Ah, fuck.
I don't feel like
have the
giving
next
away.
standing.
You don't have to, right?
I mean, we could try. It's a challenge.
I have a next standing.
Go.
Chewy.
Wait, next standing. What about Kevin Hartman? I mean, the Kevin Hartman Award.
No. What's a straight next standing?
Okay, let me
Giving
see.
it
I think I
Chewy.
have. I think I have who scored up here. Let me see who they have highest rated.
I think
You
it
know
was
what's-
Paintil.
No, you know what's funny? I was thinking of this person too. The Hartman Award. I'm not giving anybody next standing. Chewy gets the next standing because he was smart enough to show up late and miss both Salt Lake's goals. So, but Hartman is just surreal, bro. Surreal is now, looking better and filling that role nicely. And the kid has heart. Like no pun intended. The kid has heart. He, despite how the team is going, that kid covers every blade of grass. It feels like, and he's playing 90 minutes day in day out. So Edwin Cirillo gets the heart,
That's a
man.
lot, man. That's a
Oh,
lot.
I'll give the next signing to all the Galaxy fans that traveled. Uh, Salt Lake City is really nice. If you know where to go, if somebody points you in the right direction, you'll have a really good time. It's not as bad as people say. Like, oh, it's after hours. It's pretty quiet, and it is. A lot of people just call it a day, but there are places where you can go and have a really good time, enjoy some good food. It's a very nice city. It reminds me of what LA was like before, like congestion just completely clogged all the highways. So if you tell somebody, I'll be there in 20 minutes, you'll literally be there in 20 minutes, even if it's across the entire city. Um, but yeah, hey, kudos to everybody that went, man. It's beautiful when you go and support your team, even when they lose. Um, but yeah, better days ahead, man.
Hey, hope so. I hope you're right about that one, man.
Serve it up for Guti before we leave.
Well, not even yet. We got questions, and then
Bryant says honorable mention for Painter for staying healthy and for putting out his new album.
He just came back. That's not staying healthy.
staying healthy. No. All right. XX Cool J.
Puta.
When is it enough, or we just accept the L's? Patience, young one. It'll better days are ahead, like Edgar said. Edgar can tell the future. He said Kings win the Stanley Cup, and the Galaxy
accept-
get.
Shit, I'm accepting the losses because we just got another estrellita last season, so I'm okay.
You know, that's the whole spoiled like Galaxy fan, like, and imagine being a Galaxy fan and a Laker fan and a Madrid fan, and it's just
Dodgers
like
fan.
well, Dodgers win a long time without winning, but like being those kind of fans, and then there's like cities that even in other parts of the world that have been around for a million years and have never won shit, What are
Orlando's one of them.
Dude, there's cities in the same city that's never won shit.
cities in the same city?
New York are just
Oh, teams in the same city. Yeah,
That's the
that's
same difference.
yeah. I wasn't trying to throw Edgar under the bus here.
Hey, Fulham beat Liverpool today. I'm feeling good, man.
No, I don't think that's what Chewy was
okay.
talking about.
I don't care.
I know you don't. Hey, you got a nice new stadium though, right? That's cool with Chargers or
Thank
whatever.
you. Thank you. I really like it. Too bad I can't afford to go to games there, but yeah.
I thought they were cheap.
they were cheap.
I mean, day of.
Oh,
It's like I get a message. Oh, Kino, get tickets, $13 because nobody's buying them because they're too expensive. Come on down.
Because they
I'm like,
suck.
yeah, let me drive across the entire county. You know,
You'll get there in 20 minutes.
yeah.
oh my God. Logan Jones 01. He said, "Should we just scrap the season after the CONCACAF?"
No,
Nah.
not even. That's when the season really starts. I mean,
Yeah,
seriously.
once we get out of the CONCACAF, we're good.
The CONCACAF?
Okay,
Stop
I want to
touching
hear
your
Guti
mic.
read what Bryant said. Come on, Guti, read it. Look, he takes a deep breath before reading it.
And the Galaxy going through the heartaches that they were supposed to go through last season in a rebuild year, paying the price for being the only 6-time champion. When it rains, it pours.
Not raining goals.
Not
That's for
raining
damn sure.
wins.
You know what's funny? He mentions that because every time I have a conversation with other podcasters, they're like, "Why are you feeling so bad? You guys are, 6-time champs." I'm like, "Well, it sucks to lose.
It does
Doesn't
suck.
matter if you've been like, champion once or never or 6 or 7 times, whatever. Losing sucks, right?"
It does.
Yeah, it does.
Hmm.
You know what also sucks is ending this show. But it's late on a Sunday night. People got to go to sleep. People got to go to work. We appreciate everyone that was rocking with us tonight. Hopefully, better days are ahead. We got Tigres on Tuesday. We'll see how that goes. Fingers crossed. Just keep it respectable, Galaxy, please. And then the rings, we get is it the 2024 rings this Saturday? The replica rings are giving, or is it 2005? I
Yeah.
know there's 2 ring nights.
No, I think
it's
this is the
2024.
new one. The old ring night is later during the year.
Gotcha.
This is new ring night. Yeah.
Cool. So get hey, if you ever needed a reminder that we just came off a championship, right? Despite what we're going through, we're literally the reigning champs. So you get a nice little reminder this weekend before we get on the pitch and actually stink it up. Chances are we might rotate players because they are playing during the week, so they might be tired legs. So Houston's also not another good team. But get there late because I don't feel like fighting for my ring. Just let us go in peace and get our rings, please. No, but kidding. Make sure to plan accordingly. Get there early. Respect one another. I remember last time we did the bobblehead and Scarf was kind of hectic. So, yeah. Be nice. If you want to find me on social media, you can't. Just follow News Across the Galaxy on all social platforms, por favor. Goodie. All right. Edgar.
No, I hear you. Say it again.
Edgar.
Yes. You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram as Edgar Nags. Like I said, I put up some interviews up on Instagram. I linked some of them to my Twitter account and also to look me up on Blue Sky. But yeah, thanks to everybody that I got to see over the week in Utah. Looking forward to seeing a lot more of you next weekend against Houston.
And
Until
make
then,
sure
keep on nagging and Wu-Tang for life.
and make
Midweek
sure
show
to
coming
come.
up
Yeah,
soon.
there you go. That's what I was gonna mention. Make sure to look up for the midweek show. And as always, take us home, Chewy.
Yeah, you guys can find me as Travis J.A. Travis Ka on all my social media. It's pretty easy, pretty simple to find.
Hey, he did it.
Hey,
He
he's got a big
did it.
thing.
Thank you, everyone, again for tuning in. This has been another episode of News Across the Galaxy. For Guti,
I got one more thing.
what?
One more thing.
One more thing.
Who put that? Who the hell put that picture of me as the cover?
That was probably Alexa.
Alexa Bliss, man.
Hold on. Let's help our numbers out. Alexa, sign up to News Across the Galaxy on YouTube. There you go. Hopefully that works at least for one. For Guti, Edgar, Chewy, my name's Eddie. We won't get up out of here. Happy birthday again, bro. Till next time, Keep on nagging.
Wu-Tang
On NAGn.
for life.
Keep on nagging.